Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to season 4. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So excited to have season 4 going on right now with you. I'm looking forward to all the things that we can learn and grow and develop and create longevity in our relationships and in our marriages. So let's go. Let's talk about it. Today, I want to talk to you guys about for marriage's sake, do the self work. Now, I get a lot of clients, right? And I'm so grateful for my clients. Shout out to all my clients. Y'all are all rock stars in your own right. Whether you are married or single, doing personal coaching or wife coaching, we got all kinds of stuff going on and all kind of conversations. But one thing is very common. When my couples come to me, they come to me with the perspective of fix him or fix her. That's what they come with. The idea and the thought process that I am here so that you can fix my partner, my spouse, my girlfriend, my guy friend, whoever that may be. And I just want to set the record straight. That is not how it works. That is just not how marriage coaching works. How it works is if we both come together with open minds and open hearts and we're ready and prepared to learn and grow. That's how it works. Another way it works is if you come and you have the mindset, fix me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did I say a bad thing? Fix me. Not fix him, not fix her, but fix me. Help me learn how I can be better. Now we're talking about self work. Now we're in the realm of doing the self work that will benefit the marriage. Now, I'm doing this based on a comment made with my guest that I had recently, none other than the funny and fabulous Mrs. Michelle Newman Brooks. Um, she shared about, not walking into marriage saying I do and expecting you guys to like a genie in a bottle or some type of magical thing happening when you do that, having this expectation that you shall be one. That's the journey. That's the goal, to become one. But that takes time. And so, in order to get there, there is some experiential stuff that needs to happen. You need to learn and grow about one another. But first and foremost, you got to learn and grow in your understanding of self. So, you got to do the self work. You can't come in with a fix him or fix her mentality. It's got to be fix me, or better yet, help me fix myself. Because coaching is all about empowering you to be the best you, not you coming and being dependent on me or another individual to help you be the best you. No, it's about empowering you to be the best you. Just want to clear that up. Now, healing, growth, development, improvement, it's all a singular journey, you guys. It's a singular journey. It's an individual journey. Your relationship can get better if you put in the work, believe it or not. And that is not a myth. Your relationship, I'll say again, can get better if you put in the work. A lot of people say, oh, it takes two to tango. You can start off with just you. You can go and get your tango lessons first, and you will be surprised how much your self work and the visibility of that, the manifestation of that, how much that will impact your partner, how much that'll impact your spouse. That will definitely make them take a pause and say, she didn't react the way she used to. She didn't go off. She didn't get mad. She didn't shut down and not speak to me for days. Trust me, your improvement will impact the relationship for the better. And you'll be surprised how much better you will feel because you'll be proud of yourself that you made a different choice because you educated yourself on yourself. The other thing people ask is, why is singular better, right? Why is doing this individual work better? Well, first of all, we have to recognize that we can't change what we can't control. We can't change what we can't control. Let me ask you this. Can you control your spouse? I'm letting you think on it. How much can you control your spouse? What can you make your spouse do? And I'm not talking about withholding because we don't do that. That's not going to benefit the relationship. No, we do the work so that we can work together successfully and in a healthy way. I'm saying, how many of you can just by desire change your spouse? We can't. I mean, as much as we want to make each other happy, oftentimes when conflict arises, many of us get defensive before we're like, oh, sure, honey, I'll change that. Especially if it's something that we don't necessarily agree with or feel needs to be changed. So it's important that we recognize that we can't change what we can't control. And so since we can't change what we cannot control, excuse me, the more we understand ourselves, the more capable we are to choose how we show up, especially during conflict or difficult times. During conflict or difficult times, sometimes your blood pressure rises, you start stonewalling because you don't know what to say or how to receive it, or you go off and you say things that you'll regret. But we don't want any of that. We want to be able to control ourselves during conflict. We want to be able to improve, develop, and transform to a point where if conflict arises, we choose how we respond to it. And that's why doing the self work is so important. If you don't know your triggers, if you don't understand how your past trauma has impacted your current life, then you can't expect your spouse to know or understand that. They're a totally different human being who grew up in a totally different atmosphere. So your traumas and triggers may not be theirs. And sometimes we get confused and think, I shouldn't have to teach my spouse how to treat me. I hate to tell you, but that's a myth. Oh, yes, you should. And yes, you should do that. You should teach your spouse how to treat you. You shouldn't expect them to know. Our triggers and traumas are there because of what we experienced in our past. There's nothing we could do about that, right? We can't change the past, but what we can change is how they impact our current life and our future life. And by sitting back, doing the self work, thinking about it, meditating on it, figuring it out, gaining understanding, then you equip yourself to make a different choice. You don't have to go off. You don't have to be angry. But what you can do is communicate effectively by letting your spouse know, hey, when you say this, it hurts. It makes me sad. I'm fearful for our relationship. Those are better ways of communicating what you're going through versus getting mad and going off. That does nothing for the betterment of your relationship. So let's do the self-work so we can make a better choice. I'm also asked, how does individual work make things better? Well, heightened frustration lies in expectancy of change. We want something different, right? Well, since we know we can't change our partner, since we know we can't change our husbands, since we know we can't change our wives, who can we change? Us. Guess what? It gets better if you change. Mm, ooh, don't get mad. Actually, we should get glad with this information because it gets better if we change. Now, I get some of you may be saying, but I didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes we do, though. And it's not that you did something wrong initially, it may be how you responded to what was done that you felt was wrong. We have to take accountability for the part that we play in it, right? But another way you can play a part in it is not understanding yourself. And so now you're expecting someone else to know how to handle your emotions. That's your responsibility. And that's why if you change, you can impact your relationship for the better. If you do something different, it will be different. I just want to encourage you. It's not that we're being insensitive to what hurts you, what makes you sad. But at the same time, you can't expect any other person, let alone your spouse, to just know what makes you sad or what hurts you. You have to do the work to understand it so you can communicate that with the hope that then your spouse, when they get in those precarious situations, will make a different choice or would at least understand why an apology is necessary. And then hopefully, as in repentance, make a different choice, choose a different path of behavior. Turn that puppy around, do a 180. So my hope is that you understand that doing the individual work personally, individually, will make things better. Let me give you an example. So, okay, about, I would say between 15, 20 years of marriage, Ray and I found ourselves in a situation where we kept having the same argument over and over again. It was circular. It was just like a merry-go-round. It was going round and round and round. You're not going forward. You're just going in a circle. You're standing still in that same space. And the unfortunate thing about that is when you're in that situation, most of the time, both of you are probably walking away feeling unseen, unheard, and definitely not understood. And so, you may say, oh, Michelle, not you. This is what you do. We are all human. I'm human. I make mistakes. That's why I call this a journey, because we all can learn and grow and get better and develop and transform. We can do that, but it requires work, and more importantly, work on ourselves. So Ray and I found ourselves having the same argument over and over. Let me be clear. Same does not mean same subject. Now, sometimes the subject was the same because, growth is a process. But other times the subject was not the same. But the result was we still walked away, both of us, feeling angry and frustrated because neither of us felt seen, neither of us felt heard, neither of us felt understood after 15 to 20 years of marriage. Now it's very difficult. And just so you guys know, we got therapy. We got help. A lot of people think that therapists don't need therapy, but we do. We need help too. And it's just like getting advice from someone who has a little more understanding or a different perspective or vantage point than you. It's important, guys. It's important. And we all, at some point in our lives, probably need it. Personal choice. But the point is, we had this same argument over and over again. Remember, subject wasn't the same, but result was the same. And it took me a while to realize it Obviously, it took some therapy, but it took lots of prayer as well. And then it finally hit me that my change could be, instead of focusing on the subject, focus on the skill, Michelle. Let me repeat that. Instead of focusing on the subject, let's start focusing on the skill set. Some of you guys may be saying, Michelle, what in the world are you talking about? Guys, we're always going to have some level of disagreement. Conflicts come and hopefully go. But if you have the necessary skills, the tools to help you navigate through the disagreement, through the conflict, then you win. Work on listening. Work on understanding. Get to the depth of what's going on. Get the meaning of what's being said. Figure it out and work together. This is what self-work is about. It's about figuring yourself out so when things arise, you can communicate that intelligently to your spouse. We got to do the work, guys. And when we focus on the skill, now no matter what our partner says, we can give in to that. We can be okay with that. You don't have to necessarily get in your ego about it, because you don't have to be perfect. At least we shouldn't think we have to be perfect. That's called acceptance. And that's, for the most part, what I think people get together for. You want somebody who loves you as you are, not the perfected you. Not that that's you getting off the hook with changing some things about yourselves. We all could change some things about ourselves, but we want to feel accepted for who we are, where we are right now in this season of our life. And the best way to get to a better relationship, better communication, better intimacy is to do the self-work. And after you do the self-work, after you communicate, when it's your turn to take accountability, to be responsible for how you have impacted your spouse in a negative way, focus on the skill of how you can do that. Listen, ask questions, empathize, gain understanding. The last thing I want to say, guys, is because this is a journey, give grace. I love when my guest, Michelle, said that. Give grace. Be patient. Make space. Allow your spouse time to grow. By doing that, you also give them permission and a willingness to give you grace as well, to give you space and give you time to grow. And when you do that, now you can create an atmosphere of transparency. You want to have transparency. You want to have truth and honesty, vulnerability, transparency. You got to have that. That is a key component of a healthy relationship, when you can just say, you know what? I'm not feeling too good about myself. I'm not feeling too good about how I handled that. I'm not feeling too good about what I said, what I did. Will you pray for me? Will you be my partner? Will you be my teammate? Will you forgive me? Will you allow me time to grow? Change doesn't happen in a day. I wish it did when it came to muscles and lifting weight, because your girl hate the gym. But I digress. Change does not happen in a day. So let's give each other time and give yourself time to grow. We can take things in intellectually, but that doesn't mean now we can manifest those things just because we thought it. You can begin the process, you can start the journey, but just because you said, I'm never going to do this again, doesn't mean that when the next time you have conflict, you don't slip up. Take accountability. Be responsible. Apologize sincerely. Make a commitment to continue the journey of changing. And I think your spouse will respect that and appreciate that and love you for that. Not to mention, as you share this journey, and my hope is nobody penalizes each other for this journey or criticizes each other or brings it up in a spiteful way, but that you actually work as a team. When you approach self-work as a team, what it does is it benefits the team, right? Because let's think about a team, right? Everybody has a different role. Y'all know, I'm a football wife, so I'm going to use football. Every position has a different role, whether on defense or offense. The quarterback has a different role than the running back, than the wide receiver, the cornerback, the safety, the lineman, the tight end. They all have different roles. They have different jobs. They have different positions, different assignments that they must complete to benefit the team in order for the team to win. Well, your marriage is a team. Your relationship is a team. And the sooner you begin to identify it as that and operate in it as that, you'll build this cohesiveness that's necessary to win, that's necessary to be successful, that's necessary to create longevity in your relationship. Now is the time. If you haven't already, look at your spouse as your teammate. Do it now. It's not too late. Do it now. And as a teammate, if you notice, if the quarterback throws a ball to a wide out and they drop the ball, a fully catchable ball, I'm not going to name any teams. Y'all been watching the games. But if they drop the ball and the quarterback gets salty, it can negatively impact the next play. If the quarterback goes off on that person, it could negatively impact the next play or the entire game. Versus oftentimes what you see is a quarterback and teammates who pat that person on the back or the butt and let them know it's all right, dude. Focus on the next play. That's how we should be with each other. It's all right. It's all right. You messed up this time. It's all right. You slipped up. It's all right. You made a mistake. Let's focus on the next play. Let's just focus on getting better. That's true teamwork. That's how you work together for the betterment of the team, or in this case, your marriage. Hey guys, listen, thank you for joining me for marriage sake. Do the self-work. I really enjoyed talking to you guys today, sharing with you guys the importance of doing self-work and how it can better your marriage. Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast. Please continue to listen to the podcast and share it with others. If you felt like something was said that would benefit someone in your life, please subscribe, share, follow, and let me know. I love feedback. I love these questions. Keep them coming. Let me know what you would like to hear me talk about. If you're interested in coaching, just visit my website at aimarriages.com, and then you can go to booking. and that will get you a direct contact to me, or you can go to the contact page and you can schedule an appointment with me there. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback and sharing with you once again on another episode of Wife for Life. Thank you for joining me for season 4. Y'all, let's get it. Let's build our marriages. Let's build our communities. Let's build our cities and our world. We can do it. We got this. Until next time, see ya.